Let's not sugarcoat it. Most men are failing with women not because they're unattractive or broke, but because they're blind to the truth. The truth about how attraction really works. The truth about how women actually think. And the truth about who they are when no one's watching. You want an unfair advantage with women? Then you need to stop playing by the rules that nice guys follow and start learning the brutal, uncomfortable truths that most men never figure out. Here are 6 of those truths. They're not politically correct, but they work. Most men believe that if they just say the right things, give enough compliments, or impress a woman with clever lines, she'll fall for them. But attraction doesn't work that way. What truly draws a woman in is not what you say, it's how you make her feel. When she's around you, that's the real game. You could be physically attractive, well-dressed and articulate, but if she doesn't feel a certain energy, a certain emotional pull, the connection will never go deeper. Attraction is emotional, not logical. You could list all the reasons why you'd be a great partner, but if you don't create the spark, the feeling that she can't quite explain but wants to be around, it doesn't matter. Women respond to emotional experiences. They remember how a man makes them feel when he walks in the room, when he talks to them, when he leads a conversation, when he listens without judgment, or when he challenges them in a playful, confident way. If you come across as too predictable, too agreeable, or emotionally flat, she might appreciate your politeness, but she won't feel chemistry. On the other hand, if you bring a mix of light tension, humor, confidence, and real presence, she feels engaged and alive in your company. That's when attraction grows. That's when she starts thinking about you when you're not around. So instead of focusing on trying to say the perfect thing, focus on showing up with the right energy. Be grounded, be intentional, and be emotionally present. Let her feel something different when she's with you. When a woman feels a roller coaster of emotion, safety, curiosity, tension, excitement, she connects that feeling to you. And once that happens, words are no longer needed. You've already made your impact. Confidence is the one quality that consistently separates the men who succeed with women from those who don't. It's not about how much money you make, how tall you are, or how perfect your life is. It's about how secure you are in who you are. Women are deeply intuitive, and they can sense a man's confidence without him saying a word. It's in how you carry yourself, how you make decisions, how you handle pressure, and how you respond when things don't go your way. A lot of guys think confidence is about pretending to be fearless or acting dominant, but real confidence is calm and quiet. It doesn't seek approval or validation. It doesn't need to impress or convince. When a man is confident, he's not afraid to speak his mind, even if it risks rejection. He's not rattled by silence, awkward moments, or emotional tests. He's grounded. He knows that his value doesn't depend on her reaction, and that inner strength makes him stand out more than any flashy outfit or pickup line ever could. When you hesitate, overthink, or second-guess everything you do or say around a woman, it creates tension, but not the kind that builds attraction. It creates discomfort. She senses that you're unsure of yourself, and that uncertainty makes her feel like she has to lead the interaction. That's not attractive. Women want to feel safe in your presence, not like they need to guide you. If you want an unfair advantage with women, build unshakable confidence from the inside out. Start by keeping promises to yourself. Take care of your body. Get clear on your values. Learn to enjoy your own company. When you're comfortable with who you are, women will naturally want to be a part of your world because confidence is magnetic. One of the most common mistakes men make in dating is being too available. When a man drops everything the moment a woman texts, constantly rearranges his schedule for her, or always initiates conversation, it sends the message that he has nothing else going on in his life. While it might feel like you're showing interest or being respectful, what she actually feels is a lack of value and mystery. People, men and women, tend to take for granted what is always accessible. Women are attracted to men who have purpose, drive, and direction. If you're always available, it gives the impression that you're waiting for her to bring meaning to your life. That's not pressure she wants, and it's not attractive. High-value men are selective with their time and energy. They don't neglect their goals, friends, or passions just because a woman is interested. Their time is limited because they are building something meaningful, and that alone creates intrigue and respect. It's not about playing games or ignoring her to create fake scarcity. It's about genuinely prioritizing your own life and refusing to let any one person, especially someone new, become the center of your world too quickly. When a woman sees that your life is already full, she becomes more curious about you. She starts to feel that your attention is something to be earned, not assumed. This dynamic flips the script. Instead of chasing her, you create the space for her to pursue you. And when she feels like she's investing in the connection, she values it more. The men who become the prize are the ones who never need to beg for attention. They're simply living their lives on purpose. And that makes women want to be a part of it. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Physical attraction might get a woman to notice you, but it's your emotional control that keeps her drawn to you over time. Many men underestimate how important it is to remain grounded, especially when emotions are high or situations get unpredictable. Women are naturally emotional and intuitive, and they often test a man, consciously or not, to see if he can stay calm and centered when things don't go his way. If you lose your temper, get overly reactive, or spiral into insecurity, it signals weakness, not strength. Being emotionally grounded doesn't mean you suppress your feelings or act like a robot. It means you've mastered your ability to respond instead of react. When a woman sees that you don't flinch under pressure, that you can handle disagreement without blowing up, and that you can stay cool even when she's being emotional or distant, she starts to trust you more. That trust builds a deep, lasting attraction that goes far beyond looks. Your emotional control shows her you are the anchor, not the storm. It gives her the space to be feminine, expressive, and open around you without feeling like she has to manage your emotions too. And here's the deeper truth. When she sees that you're in control of yourself, she instinctively feels safe with you. That safety is what allows her to drop her guard and connect with you on a real level. Attractive men aren't just confident when things are going well. They stay composed when plans fall apart, when emotions run high, or when things don't go their way. That consistency and self-control sets you apart from 95% of men who crumble under emotional pressure. If you can master this, you gain an unfair advantage. Because few things are more magnetic than a man who never loses his center. Many men think being nice is the key to winning a woman's heart. They believe that by being agreeable, supportive, and always available, they'll eventually be rewarded with her love and attention. But the truth is, being nice alone is not what creates attraction. In fact, most nice guys finish last because their niceness is often just a disguise for fear. They're afraid to speak their truth, afraid to risk rejection, and afraid to be seen as anything other than perfect. That fear leads them to hide their real intentions. When a man hides his desires, avoids conflict, and says yes to everything just to stay in a woman's good graces, he becomes predictable and uninteresting. Women may enjoy the attention and kindness, but they don't feel that spark. Why? Because there's no tension, no challenge, and no authenticity. A woman wants to connect with the real you, not a polished, filtered version that's trying to impress her. Real confidence comes from being unapologetically honest about who you are and what you want. That doesn't mean being rude or overly aggressive. It means being willing to take emotional risks. If you're interested in her, say so. If you disagree with something, speak up. If something bothers you, don't bury it just to avoid rocking the boat. Your truth may not always be received perfectly, but it will be respected. Women are drawn to men who are clear and direct. That clarity shows strength, self-respect, and maturity. When you stop trying to be the perfect guy and start being the real man, you separate yourself from every other guy who's just trying to say what he thinks she wants to hear. And that honesty, that's what creates real desire. Not because you're trying to please her, but because you're no longer hiding who you really are. Attraction isn't just about physical chemistry or common interests. It's about emotional polarity. Women are drawn to men who make them feel both safe and excited. If you only provide one of those, the connection often fades. Safety without excitement becomes boring. Excitement without safety becomes exhausting. The magic happens when a woman feels both grounded in your presence and challenged by your energy. To create that balance, you need to be stable in your mindset, emotions, and life direction. When she sees that you're not easily shaken, that you follow through on your word, and that you have purpose, she feels safe. She knows she can trust your leadership and your consistency. That emotional safety allows her to relax and be more feminine, more open, more vulnerable. But safety alone isn't enough. She also craves challenge, something or someone that engages her emotions and makes her feel alive. That comes from unpredictability, teasing, assertiveness, and a sense that you're not afraid to stand your ground. It means having your own opinions, being able to playfully push back and not just agreeing with everything she says. When she's challenged in a healthy way, she feels excited. She doesn't quite know what to expect, and that tension builds attraction. The most desirable men are those who know how to be both the rock and the flame. They protect without controlling, and they lead without overpowering. They give women the emotional depth to feel secure, but the mental stimulation to keep things interesting. It's a rare combination, and that's why it gives you such a powerful edge. Most men fall too far on one side. They're either too safe and boring or too wild and unreliable. Mastering both sides makes you unforgettable, because when she finds a man who gives her comfort and chaos in the right doses, she never wants to let him go. These truths won't always be easy to hear, but they'll set you free. Because once you stop playing the role of the perfect guy and start showing up as a grounded, confident, emotionally intelligent man, you don't compete for women, you attract them. And that's not just an advantage. It's a complete shift in the game.